That's not a good thing. Stuff that is not in your stockpile, I believe, can essentially like wither away or degrade. So you want to make sure that you get that into a stockpile or into a barn as fast as possible. As you can see that we started producing fish. We already have 150 fish, but we have 800 potatoes. So here on the bottom left of the town over's screen, you can see that we have 950 total food across all storages. So it's aggregating, well, 990 now, the 190 fish and the 800 potatoes, which is good. The next thing that we want to build to make sure that we have a decent food supply is a gatherer's hut. The gatherer's hut we're going to go ahead and put right next to the hunting lodge. So now also you see the arrows on the building. The arrows dictate that that is where you can place a road. Roads can obviously go through the building, but that is an area where it can meet roads. So if you have a road system already in place, but you don't know where the building lines up, the arrows show you where you can essentially place the road. So as you can see, it automatically tries going around, and then dirt road can't go through the building. See? So yeah, it weird systems. Honestly, I mean, they're all basic systems, but everything is done in a different fashion. But it's done better than most games. It's certainly better than most games. All by one person, I might add, which I've already mentioned. But for the new people, all of this was made by one guy. Alright, so they're finally starting to clear down this way. Let's go ahead and have them clear here as well. Get rid of this section. So pretty much, this is an experiment to see how long I can keep these people alive. Because in my mind, I don't think I can do it. Even though I've done it already, technically. Alright. So, I do want to keep laborers, but I really need somebody in that hunting cabin. So I'm going to go ahead and assign one hunter for now, because I have 1,100 food. That fishing, the dock is producing a decent amount of food. I actually just dropped, finally, my potatoes. My potatoes were at 800, now we're at 616? They're barely just dropping. So, it's producing food, but it's not producing a lot of food. I'm also going to go ahead and raise the limit of the food to 7,000, because that's a thing. Once they reach 5,000 food, they would stop producing. And I want to go ahead and boost the priority of this again, because I need that gatherer's hut up and running very quickly. Another thing that the forestry lodge does, also plant trees, but they also cut down dying trees. So if you notice, every so often, if I'll be in the forest, a tree will just randomly fall over. Trees can essentially die. They grow and they do die and fall over. Once it falls over, though, however, you cannot claim it's wood. So it is a benefit to have a forestry lodges here and there to keep an eye on a forest. Aging forests do die. And so suddenly, my reserve of food just suddenly plummeted. I need that gatherer's hut ASAP. We're also going to put another person as a hunter. So notice, I'm dropping to 0 food. That doesn't mean the game is over. People can starve and die from starvation. We're trying to prevent that. You drop food very quickly, especially because I started with 7 children. I now have 12. So, crap. But I did get, one person did grow up, so I do have an extra laborer. That is good. Speaking of which, since I have the extra labor, we're going to go ahead and put the hunter in. This is almost done. The second this is done, I'm going to go ahead and assign the max amount of gatherers that I can. Gather huts, what they do is they go out and they well, it's kind of self-explanatory. They gather your resources. They gather mushrooms, onions. They do a couple of things. I forget everything that they gather. So we're going to go ahead and put all 4 people as a gatherer. So that leaves me with 3 laborers. And this is why I think that it's a good idea to stagger your farmers, because if I have 3 or 4 people the whole season farming, I don't have much. In this episode, Brad starves an entire village to death. Let's hope not, Dem. Let's hope not. I just poured myself a little bit of tea. All right. So, and then we can also follow around. We can normally. I don't know what the hell's going on. All right. So now winter is coming. So what we want to do is, seriously, I have the laborers. They just don't want to move the resources, apparently. Sometimes that happens. The AI is a little bit spotty, especially in the order that you give commands. I really wish that I could edit. I have a command list that I could, edit, versus just a little button that says increase priority. To be honest, I don't know what the hell that does or means. I mean, I know what it means. It obviously increases priority. I don't know how much, to where, what it's overriding. I would like an actual list. Also, I do need to get my chickens into a pasture. I forgot about that. So we're going to go ahead and build. We'll build the pasture here. Okay, no I won't, because the pasture is too small there apparently. So we'll build it on the other side. Everything does need to have a specific size. Right, we'll go ahead and do that, and we'll put the 2 builders on it. Alrighty then. Is we need to get those chickens in ASAP. What the pasture will do is prevent them from dying, just being out and about. I'm assuming that they'll just sit there and die. They won't get fed properly, even though it looks like they're eating. Also, the pasture will also breed them, and they do produce eggs. So they will breed and produce food for us as well. And also, you can see I am gaining venison from the hunter's lodge already. So that's good. We are starting to, we're not evening out on food, but we sure as hell are getting food. Lots of it too. 310 just from 0. I mean, that's not a lot, but it's, livable. So fish and venison. Fish and venison are going to be our main staples. Gathering does take some time to gear up because things have to grow a little bit, but it's really good to have them there. So I'm actually going to drop 2 of the gatherers because it's also winter. I don't know if that affects the gathering season. We're just going to go ahead and assume that it does. And then I'm going to remove resources here. So this is the stuff that they gather. These icons here are the gathering. That is a small tree that I'm going to pretty much kill. So, all right. We got to get these animals into a pasture, damn it. Alrighty then. The reserve of food is low. Yes, I know. I turned off my low reserve for food because I got tired of it beeping at me, and when I keep the event log open. Wait, no, it should have been. Here you can toggle your pop-ups. I should have. Oh, guess not. I guess I didn't toggle it. It didn't bother me this time. So 743 of food. So now we are starting to net food. We're not losing as much food as we were, which is very, very, very good. That means we can keep our people alive. So the next thing is you can see that it is winter. I am out of fuel. The logs here are considered fuel. These are, firewood. These are logs which can be converted to firewood. Your people need to be heated. So we're going to go to resource production. We're going to get the woodcutter. We're going to go ahead and build him. Woodcutter cannot be placed in this. Oh, it's running into the barn. That's why. We'll go ahead and build it right there. So I'm going to put everybody in as a builder for the time being. Yes, you do need laborers. They are very important when you're harvesting or when you need stuff moved from location A to location B. And if you have everybody else doing a job, your shit's just not going to get moved. Or the people who don't have anything else to do are going to default as a laborer, but they're still going to be considered like a builder or a herdsman. So there is a little bit of variance. If somebody doesn't have anything to do, they will default to a laborer, but the second they have something to do, they'll drop what they're doing or finish what they're doing and then just go back to their job. And people, they do have to walk from place to place, so they can lose time. It's a very weird strategic implementation. You got to make sure you have people just being laborers. So they do have a Twitter? Nice. I could have sworn. Huh, at Shining Rock Soft. Let me go ahead and tweet them real quick. Oh, they do. What do you know? Alrighty then, back to the game. I just went ahead and tweeted them real quick. Alright. Shut up, Div. Smartass. Alright, so this icon here, work is disabled at this location. That just essentially means that I don't have anybody working here. So we're going to go ahead and drop 2 of the builders, and I'm going to go ahead and put 1 in the pasture. So now, I also need to tell this pasture what it's pasteurizing, I guess. So we're going to go ahead and click this, click chickens. So now they are actually able to begin work. So all of our chickens are eventually going to start funneling into there. You know what, Dem? Bite me. I'm trying to explain and do things, and bite me. Just both of you bite me. Alright. You're going to also put somebody as the woodcutter so they can start chopping down some of these logs. You know what? Fuck the 2 of you. I hate you guys. I hate you guys right now. Just so you know. I love you guys, but I hate you guys. So, fuck off. Well, don't fuck off. I stay here. I want you guys to still be here, but be here and fuck off simultaneously. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and build some roads. Roads, to be honest, are kind of useless. They're useful in the way that people who are on them travel quicker. My villagers never seem to fucking use the roads. I don't know why. They're there, but they choose to walk around and over them. Makes no goddamn sense. Pasteurizing at a pasture. Pasture, yes. Dem, you have to remember also, you have a delay. So you talked and said sorry, and I kept talking, but there was a delay. When I was saying that stuff, I didn't see sorry. I accept. Apology that really wasn't needed. I was totally joking. All right, so we're doing good. I wanna wait for some people to get to grow older. Hey, Draco! All right, now we're going in from late winter to spring, and keeping in with tradition, because apparently I state the fucking obvious. You can tell this because all of the snow is melting. I hate you guys. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and build a couple more houses because people live in houses. Who knew? Oh my god, people live. They breathe air and drink water too. Who knew? I fucking hate you guys. I love you guys, but I hate you. Oops, I accidentally clicked Steam. Alrighty then.